Welcome to the Quest for Meaning podcast, where we embark on a journey to answer one of life's biggest questions. What is the meaning of it all? Because when you find meaning, you find happiness. I'm your host, Alistair Haberfield. Join me as we dive deep into the stories, practices, and philosophies that illuminate your path to a more meaningful life. Hey, and welcome to today's episode. Last episode, we talked about the benefits and gave you some tidbits in how to start to live an authentic life. Today, we're going to go a bit deeper and we're going to give you the first layer of how you can really step into living your authentic life. And that is to look at your values and how your values can be used to direct your life in an authentic way. As we're talking about values, I want to give you as much values as I can in the shortest amount of time. So I expect to hear a bit about why values are important to me and how they've impacted my life or what mine are, how values will change your life, and where you can go next to tap into your values. So why might you want to tap into your values? Many of us feel stuck because we measure ourselves based on external values that society upholds, external societal standards, status, productivity, or trends, rather than our own internal values. So imagine standing at a fork in the road. One road is crowded with expectations of those external societal values. The other road is a quiet open trail, led by your inner unique values. Which sounds more appealing? Which would you pick? So what's the difference between your values and society's values? Your values are an inner compass. They're unique to you. And they're always available to guide you in your day-to-day decisions, in the choices you make, how you go forth, how you think. But it requires you to have courage to trust your internal compass of values over the external societal compass that's been put upon us. So how do you define your values? And what even are they? They are essentially words. And I do an exercise with my clients where we just run through a load of words and pick the most that resonate. We see the patterns and we start to percolate those words that come through, and we come up with 3 to 5 values that summarizes what's authentic to them or what is their inner compass. And then after that, we spend time making the values unique to them, so bringing them to life. What do they smell like, feel like? How does that word show up in their lives? What does it mean to them uniquely? And once we've done that, once we have a strong understanding of our values and how they're unique to us, we can take them out into the world. We can take that inner compass out into our adventure map, the quest of our lives. I've got a great meditation on my YouTube channel that takes you through a meditation exercise to connect with your values through looking at other people that you respect and what are those values that you respect about those people, and diving a bit deeper to bring them into yourself and tap into that inner compass. So if you want somewhere to start, give that a go. If you're feeling lost in this world right now, it's because your values are different to the ones that you're living out. There's a gap. There's a gap between the values you hold inside your inner compass and what values you're using to guide you on your quest. If your daily actions don't align with those values and what you deeply care about, it can create frustration, burnout, and a lack of connection. And it's not as simple as just writing down your values and bringing them to life. You've really got to live by them. If there's a gap between how you're showing up now and your authentic self, you're going to feel that. So you've got to turn your values into behavior. You've got to take action on them. How are you going to show up tomorrow in a more authentic way aligned to your values? And it can be hard. We often wear masks. We always try and fit in. We try and go with the status quo rather than go against it. A way to overcome this is, if no one was watching, would you be living the way you're living right now? Where's that gap? Find that gap. Step into that gap. And start to identify those false values that you're holding and release them, change them. And that's the first step on a deeper level to reclaiming your authentic self and your power. And taking that to the next level is showing up to the spaces where you meet people and showing up in that authentic way. Embodying those values, so you're attracting the people that resonate with those values. You're making friends that help you tap into those values, so you're living authentically every single day. The key is consistency here, and keep building the connection until it's second nature and you've shed the societal values and tapped into your own inner ones and really embodied them. The more you express your values, the more you find people that resonate with you, the more you build deeper relationships and the greater impact you have on each other and the world around you. You'll see new doors open with those new people that you've met, doors you can walk through. And you can always tap back into that inner compass, those values to guide you through those doors. Which of those new doors aligns with your inner compass? How do you step into that? Use your values to work out which door to go through. Your intuition already knows the way. The question is, are you listening? Are you listening to that inner compass? The more you trust it, the stronger it grows. The less you need external validation. Strengthen the guidance, quiet the noise, and reflect on what expands and constricts your life. Pick the expansion and take those small aligned steps every single day. And when you're taking those small steps, when you're picking those doors, you might feel like you're taking a risk. You're going against the grain, against the status quo. You're aligning with your inner compass. But not all risks are reckless. The ones aligned with your authentic truth are the ones that will change your life for the better. If you feel called to do something, but fear is holding you back, ask, is this a risk that aligns with my values? Is it going to lead to an outcome, an action that resonates with my values? Is it going to grow my life in the way that aligns with my inner compass? The right risks are about stepping into the unknown with the trust of that inner compass. Values are the essential first layer of embodying a life of purpose and meaning. They provide a foundation for you to go forward into the world in a new way. Against the norm, against societal values, holding your own, standing in your power, showing up, attracting those people, those opportunities. And it ultimately helps you build the belief that you can live a life dedicated to your purpose, full of meaning, growth, on your own authentic journey and path. So they help you build your inner fire that is your purpose. They're the first layer. The other layers being curiosities, The third layer being the problems you want to see solved in the world, and the final layer being purpose, usually in the form of a statement. Now, I'm not going to go into depth in this episode on the other layers, but what I will say is if you have your values, whether they're a short list of words or more in depth, they will change your life for the better. How have finding my values changed my life? I'll share what my values are, and they provide an acronym called CLAP. The first value for me is connection. I've always had a history of collaborating first. In everything I do, looking for teamwork rather than independence. Don't get me wrong, I value independence, but I need the connection. And not only is it connection to people, but it's connection to my inner self. I like my time alone. And also helping people on their journey to connect. So to connect consciously and authentically. And so connection for me means those things. And it also defines how I show up in terms of I'm always trying to collaborate. I'm always trying to build connection, build spaces to connect people. So that's my first value. The second one is leadership. Now, leadership to me, this has been quite a journey of me trying to work out what leadership is for me. I've defined it as inspiration and action. So it is leading outwards in terms of inspiring others and leading outwards in terms of action that's aligned to my purpose. So that's how I define leadership. And whenever I have opportunities or decisions to make, I will assess them against that value in that way. So leadership is my second value. My third, no surprise here, is authenticity. I want people to be as authentic as possible because it helps us step into what we're here to do. It helps us build a new world. It helps people be happier. Who wouldn't want more authentic, deeper connections where you can show up 100% as you are and be welcomed as you are? So that for me is what that value is defined as. Now my fourth and final value is power. And I'm not going to lie, I had to look up that last value that was mine. I had to remind myself what it was. And I tell you why that is. Because there is this, in my mind, there is a view around power has been negative and power been wielded in a negative way. Kind of like what politicians or CEOs might be doing if they're committing fraud or siphoning off money for expenses. For me, that's power used to destroy and crush people rather than build people up and build the world we want. And the thing that's helped me accept this word power as a positive is having force as a word. The theme for me in this lifetime is power versus force, not pushing anything to happen, just accepting, standing in my power to attract, taking inspiration and inspired action forwards, but not overdoing it, not going near burnout. Allow and receive whilst also inspiring and acting. So that's what's allowed me to accept power as a word, as a value. As you can tell, I'm going to talk about this. It's still a word that doesn't 100% sit with me. And I will say that it's okay to have values that you're aspiring towards and you don't fully embody right now, but you know that you will get there and you want to get there. And likewise, you might move beyond it, it might grow, it might evolve. So these can evolve over time. Your compass can evolve over time. And I want you to embrace that. I want you to start from where you're at and move towards the values you want to embody and live by and move towards your purpose. Having these values has allowed me to frame the decisions I make, the life I lead, the jobs I take or walk away from, the companies and businesses I build, the people that I connect with. If I cannot have a deep and meaningful conversation with someone after a few meetings, I'm probably going to shy away from it. I can't see you authentically, you're not giving me that. So I'm going to go somewhere else. That's one example. Leadership, I've been trying to show up more, work out what leadership is to me so I can show up in leadership as a leader, build others to be leaders. And so that's how it's made me make certain decisions. Power, I've just really started to embody my power of my authentic being and show and lead the different aspects of myself, show them to the world so that I can lead in all of those avenues in all my power and making those decisions that allow me to do that. Thanks for listening to this valuable episode on values. If you want to learn more about values or find your own values, then check out the course on my website or the values meditations on my YouTube channel. I've got one about finding your inner values and one also about taking your values into action into the world. Thanks a lot for your time today. Enjoy. This has been another step in the quest for meaning. If you're on this journey too, make sure to follow along and share this episode with someone walking their own path. You can explore more at ourquestformeaning.com. This is your quest. Stay curious, be brave, and keep seeking meaning.